sizlar bilan AS imtihonlarida bizga savol bo'lib tushadigan amaliy laboratoriya paper 3 mashg'ulotlarni bajaramiz va o'zimizni AS imtihonlarga mukammal tayyorgarligimizni oshirib boramiz.
Okay, so today our main aim of this lesson is how to attempt paper 3. Okay, so you know in paper 3 mostly we have 3 types of question. One is from titration, volumetric analysis. Second is from enthalpy change or from rate of a reaction. And the third question is always from qualitative analysis, where you're going to analyze the cation and anion of the salt provided to you. Understand all of you? Okay, so we have to, basically in this lesson we are going to learn and to understand how to properly make a table, how to interpret the data, so that not to lose any of our marks in our final exam. Okay? The concentration of a solution of hydrogen peroxide can also be determined by titration with acidified potassium manganate. The equation for the reaction is shown, you can see on your question paper. FB1, you can see we have provided you with chemicals. FB1, okay? FB1 is your hydrogen peroxide. FB3 is also given, that is potassium manganate. And FB4 is the dilute sulfuric acid. All the chemicals are here, so please divide yourself into groups. Yes, they are what you have measured and manipulate and observe in question number 2 of the titration.
In question number 2 of titration, I want to know the concentration of the hydrogen peroxide by the use of the titration. We had standard solution which was potassium manganate.
What is the concentration given to you?
0.018 mol/dm cube.
Okay. You're going to standardize this against the
titration to find the hydrogen peroxide. We conducted several methods to find it.
Several titration you carried out.
Yes.
Okay.
We made quantitative analysis, and at the end we got concentration of the hydrogen peroxide, which was 1.54
That's very good. Okay. Okay, how you determine the oxygen volume in question number 1, Kamal?
We use the
gravimetry by measuring the mass of oxygen and finding the proportion of volume of a hydrogen peroxide solution, and found the concentration, and our concentration was 1.95 moles per dm cube.
Excellent. Okay, that's good. Yes, Husanara, how you analyze your salt by qualitative analysis? How you identify your cation and anion?
In the experiment 3, we have to determine the cation and anion. In the first test, it was nitric acid, because in the question it's written that it doesn't contain any carbon or sulfur compounds, so we have tested for it, and we have added first silver nitrate, and there was no change, and then we have added sodium hydroxide, and the gas is given off, which turns down litmus paper blue, and it was ammonia, and then we have added KMnO4. It changes colors to purple, so it's gonna be nitric acid. And in the B part, we have taken 4 tests in order to determine the anion and cation also, and it was iron sulfate, because there was green precipitate formed when we added ammonia, and then it turned into white PPT when we added barium nitrate. So when we added hydrochloric acid, there was no change. So then we in test 3 we added FB1, which is hydrogen peroxide, and it gives yellow solution. And then we added sodium hydroxide, which gives brown PPT. So it's gonna be sulfate ion.